What's up, guys? How y'all doing? I have returned for my recap video of the final Hawaiʻi Softball homestand. It was University of Hawaiʻi versus Cal State Fullerton, the league leader in softball in the Big West. And before I talk about that, guys, I can't stress this enough, but please subscribe. And if you think I'm worth listening to, just hit the subscribe button. Or if you want to see some more of my other games, just hit the subscribe button. Unfortunately, this is the last recap I'll be doing for the spring, and you probably won't see any more until probably the end of the year when UH men's basketball begins, because I will be going for a media pass again. I'm trying to get out to the workforce, and I really want to find work in sports. I'm really open to anything, really. But still, anyway, guys, subscribe. I'm going to put up my banner here, and let's get into this. All right, as you can see on the first one, not the first one, but on this banner here, UH wins the first game and then dropped their senior night doubleheader, 9 seniors honored. Some of them were local girls. Some of them were from the mainland. But, however, first game was so exciting. And as you're seeing on this graphic here, UH ended up winning that one 2-1. I'm talking about the Friday night game. And that actually went a very long distance. Normally, softball is 7 innings. But sometimes 5 if they're up by 8 runs or more. If one team is up by 8 runs or more. This one actually went to 10 innings. Okay? 10 innings. And UH came out the winners 2-1 in a real chess match. Let me tell you. Now, softball obviously is wide open, and Cal State Fullerton, they're the team that's at the top of the stack for a reason. And unfortunately, with UH's 2 losses in the doubleheader, they're now down to 4th place in the standings. But I think they've exceeded everybody's expectations because they were picked to finish 6th. And I think a lot of that had to do with Dallas Millwood coming back. And even when they were hit with some other adversity with Maya Nakamura going down with the knee injury, they still found a way to get inspired. And who came out for second base rather? Maddox Muramoto, who played second base for a lot of the season. But of course, Coach Bob Coolin has kind of mixed things up a little bit as of late, because Keely Kai, local girl, was thrust into second base. And, of course, Maddox Muramoto came out. And I think she really carried the torch, Muramoto I'm talking about. And I think in the first game at least, or no, I mean as of late, up until the final homestand, she did a hell of a job. Maddox Muramoto I'm talking about, carrying the flag for second base. Unfortunately, I didn't really see much of Maddox Muramoto in the Friday night game, but oh my God, that was really, really exciting. And they may have only scored 2 runs, but the University of Hawaiʻi knew how to pull a rabbit out of the hat and win that one. And how did they get on the board? It took till the 6th inning, but Isabella Martinez would hit this RBI single here that would drive in Keely Kai to put UH on the board. Unfortunately, Fullerton kept coming up empty after that, and while it turned out to be a real a real dogfight or a real chess match, if you want to put it. It took till the 10th inning, but UH finally put the game away thanks to this error from Cal State Fullerton to third base. And Mya'Liah Bethea was able to come running home for the game-winning run. Take a look at this. And as I found out from senior Kaena Kali'inoi, everybody's emotions went every which way with that win until Bethea got that game-winning run. Take a listen to this.
I think everyone played great. Good pitching, good defense. We all had each other's back. And that last inning, they had like the one error and we capitalized it, and Mya'Liah was so speedy fast, as well as Keely Kai in the box. She just was amazing, executed, and we got the win.
And I got to tell you, Kaena really did a lot for this win, even though she didn't get any runs, but she did get a very key hit that I think really helped everyone out in a sense. And when Bethea got that game-winning run in the 10th inning, oh man, that brought the Rainbow Wahine Softball Stadium crowd to its feet. And quite frankly, the way that Kaena has been playing as of late, I still think she's on a high from that three-run shot to left field that she belted in the CSUN doubleheader. And here's what she had to say about that.
Am I on a high? Yeah. I mean, I try to get base hits more than home runs. The home runs are gonna come either which way, but overall it's just whatever I can do for the team.
Now, obviously, that was a big win for the University of Hawaii, because not only that was also Coach Bob Coolin's 1100th win at the University of Hawaii. Jeez, man. That guy it's hard to believe that guy's retiring soon, because that guy looks like because if that guy could still deliver that amount of wins to a college like the University of Hawaii, his career's still got about 10 more years in him, at least in my view anyway. But anyway, as far as the Friday night game goes, here's what Isabella Martinez had to say about the run about aiding in that first run to Keely Kai.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I was just kind of doing my part in what I was supposed to do in that inning, so just doing my role. Unfortunately,
for the doubleheader, there's not a lot to talk about in that one other than the 9 seniors being honored, which I thought was really great. But unfortunately, as you're seeing on these two graphics here, UH softball got shut out both times. They would lose the first game 4-0 and lose the second game 8-0 in 6 innings. And unfortunately, like I said, there wasn't much to talk about here other than the 9 seniors being honored. But my theory was that 10-inning thriller certainly took quite a bit out of some of the girls. And here's what Sierra Yamamoto had to say about that when I asked her about if there was any side effects that carried over from from the Friday night thriller. Because obviously that was a long game for sure.
It was, yes. I don't think a lot of people were expecting an 11-inning game or 10-inning game. So I don't know if it took a lot out of us. It possibly have. I mean, we really did spend a lot of time like decorating and trying to make this weekend really special for the seniors. So I think we're just multitasking, I guess is the best way to put it. And sadly, we just fell short in the end.
I guess what really got me a little bit disappointed was the fact that we were able to win the Friday night game, and that game wasn't even televised. Then they televised the doubleheader, obviously because it's senior night on Spectrum Sports, and UH comes through with not 1 but 2 losses. And this happened last year against UC Davis. We were able to win that game, the first game, 3-2, but unfortunately, we weren't able to come through with the win on senior night in the doubleheader. And the unfortunate part was, in the doubleheader overall, Cal State Fullerton walloped UH in terms of hits. Cal State Fullerton combined got 24 hits, 10 in the first game, 14 in the second game. And as for the University of Hawaii, they only got 7 hits overall, 3 in the first one, 4 in the second run. But in terms of runs, you heard me say it earlier, UH got 0 runs to Cal State Fullerton's 12 overall. But props to Cal State Fullerton. I mean, they're the team at the top of the stack for a reason. We were able to get a 3-game sweep over them for the first time in program history in 2012. Unfortunately, it was not the same thing here. And unfortunately, UH's hopes of the playoffs pretty much went up in flames at that doubleheader with being swept on senior night in the doubleheader, which is unfortunate for sure. And to add to that, the only softball game that I'm going to be able to get to enjoy over the summertime, at least until 2025 comes around, is Cal Poly, because they televised 5 softball games. One of them got halted, and that was the first game against Cal Poly. That one got halted because of weather, and that turned out to be only 2 games. And UH came out, and UH won the first game and then lost the second one 6-5. You can already see, and you can see my recap then. But still, regardless, I still think that this was a great season overall. For starters, we got Dallas Millwood back, which is great. I even got some interviews with some of the players. You can also check out some of those. But unfortunately, we were dealt with some adversity with Maya Nakamura going down in the second game against Cal Poly, and that was it for her season. But fortunately, she made a token appearance in the second game of the doubleheader, and that was a feel-good moment for sure in that ugly doubleheader. I mean, obviously, Cal State Fullerton, props to them. I mean, one day we'll get them again one day, I'm sure of it. But we're definitely going to have to do some Easter egg hunting, just like with the men's basketball team, trying to find some good players to replace the ones that we're losing. Because some of the seniors that were honored included Maya Nakamura, Kaena Kali'inoi, Dallas Millwood, and Zhao Jin, just to name a few. And some of those are good players, and some of those that could potentially hit it out of the park. Mainly Maya Nakamura, Mya'Liah Bethea, someone I left out, and also Dallas Millwood. And to a point, Kaena Kali'inoi, because she hit that 3-run shot against CSUN a few weeks ago. So I would kind of give this final homestand probably a C+ or a B-. But quite frankly, you can't say that they didn't try. And that's why I'm leaning towards a B- for that doubleheader. Because really, that probably could have been did I think that they could have won that one? Won a game in the doubleheader? Sure. But it's hard to do that when you're held to 3 hits in one game and 4 hits in the second game. Because the odds of you winning a game like with that low amount of hits is pretty low. Probably not even 20% in a court of public opinion. But still, that was a tough game overall. It was hard to watch for sure. And quite frankly, I was kind of glad that the mercy rule came into place. Or I should say came into play. But still, I'm happy with this team. They tried their hardest. You can't deny. I'm not going to deny that. But there were quite a bit of moments that were good to watch, and just seeing Cal State Fullerton, the only team that got runs, was tough to see. So, obviously, season's over, at least the home season anyway. UH travels on the road for the final time, and that's at UC Davis. I don't know how they'll do there. We got one win over them last season, even with Dallas Millwood down. And quite frankly, with Dallas Millwood back this season, I think UH got that balance back that they were really lacking last season when Dallas Millwood went down with an injury. Then Maya Nakamura goes down for the final month of the season, and I thought this was going to be kind of a lethargic final month of the season, but UH proved me wrong in more ways than one. Maddox Muramoto stepped up, Keely Kai stepped up, and Sierra Yamamoto stepped up in her position too. At least in my view anyway. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. And remember, subscribe, and we'll see you for a softball recap in 2025. I will do some softball recaps. I hope to get a media pass again for the 2025 season. And you can also see some of my interviews that I got, my audio interviews. I'll try to make it some videos down the line. Well, of course, it's going to be hard. It's not really hard, but just kind of whenever I feel is appropriate. But still, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And remember, subscribe, and we'll see you all in 2024-25. Malama Pono, folks.